Well, good day and welcome to episode 7 of The Driving Force, presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. My name is Todd Blunt, and I am joined today by my friend, colleague, and co-host, Garrett Wheat.
Good afternoon.
We are thrilled that you've chosen to join us on this journey as we highlight the people and projects that are driving change in Louisiana transportation. For the past 38 years, LTRC has merged the resources of state government and Louisiana universities to identify, develop, and implement new technology to enhance our state's transportation system and beyond. A few episodes ago, we introduced one of our exciting programs, the Louisiana Local Technical Assistance Program, or LTAP. This outstanding team provides training, resources, and more to local transportation officials in each of Louisiana's 64 parishes and hundreds of municipalities. On today's episode, we are thrilled to welcome 2 members of our LTAP team, Courtney Dupre and Haley Ortiz, to tell us and our listeners more about what opportunities they have on tap, pun absolutely intended right there, for local governments in the weeks and months ahead. We're going to step away briefly, and when we come back, we will jump right into our conversation with Courtney and Haley. Welcome back to The Driving Force. As we said before the break, we have a double feature for you today as we welcome Courtney Dupre, our LTAP Program Manager, and Haley Ortiz, our LTAP Communications and Technology Transfer Manager. Welcome, ladies. We are excited to hear what your LTAP team is working on and looking forward to right now. Let's begin by hearing from each of you for a moment about your respective journeys to LTRC and to the LTAP team specifically. How'd you get here?
I actually started here in October of 2013. At the time, Marie Walsh was the LTAP director. I had known her previously in a previous life, and I had just gotten out of graduate school with my history degree at that time. Wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so she hired me on temporarily as the coordinator, and I ended up sticking around. Here I am 11 years later. So in that time, like I said, I started as the training coordinator. I did that about 5 years. And then I moved into the business manager position. That was about 4.5 years. And I made a third transition into program manager, which I've been doing the last 2 years.
Awesome.
And then I joined the team in January of 2023, also as the LTAP program coordinator. I was traveling all across the state, coordinating classes. And then in 2024, July 2024, I was promoted to the communication and technology transfer manager. And I think that role fits me perfectly. I love that I have the opportunity to use my creativity and design visuals, set up booths for conferences around the state, and socialize with our patrons. I also post on social media and explore new ways to connect with people that we interact with. I'm always trying to think outside the box and find creative solutions to everyday challenges that our community faces across the state.
Now, Courtney, you said you have a history background.
I do.
Haley, what did you study when you were in school?
I was in business.
Okay. We have such a broad range of different backgrounds here at LTRC. It's really fun to hear about all the different journeys that brought people together on this team.
Absolutely.
Courtney, so you and the team, y'all are across Louisiana quite often. What are some of the training courses and other opportunities that you guys offer on a regular basis? How often are they offered? How do they add value? And who participates in them?
So we found that in-person training is the most effective training method for our local agencies across the state. So that is why we are always on the road. Most local government agencies don't have established training programs like DOTD does. So we are definitely filling a big need there. We have selected strategically 8 locations across the state where we think anyone in the state could get to without having longer than an hour drive.
Oh, wow.
So those locations are Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexandria, Shreveport, and West Monroe. So we are there all the time, those 8 locations. We do 4 series a year that go across the state, like I said, at all 8 of those locations. Our biggest training program, as you might know, is the Rhodes Scholar Certificate Program. That program requires 10 courses for a participant to earn their certificate. So there's 6 requireds and 4 electives. They are offered on a rotating basis, and our goal is for a new person to be able to complete that certificate in 3 years.
How many courses can they choose from out of the electives?
Right now it's 16.
Oh, wow.
There are 16 total. These things include things like road maintenance, bridge maintenance, temporary traffic control, heavy equipment operator safety, and job site safety. So we offer 3 of those series a year. So three different Road Scholar options a year. And then the 4th series of classes that we offer a year is always going to be in roadway safety. We are partners at DOT's Highway Safety Section, and then FHWA's Louisiana Division help us identify the roadway safety needs for the state each year. So that could be classes like intersection safety, roadway departure, vulnerable road users. We're hoping to do a class on the MUTCD, the new updates this year. That is the most requested thing right now, so fingers crossed, everyone. And then another thing you might see us on the road with is our work with LPESA and APWA. That's the Louisiana Parish Engineers and Supervisors Association and the American Public Works Association. Those are 2 of our strongest partners here at LTAP. The LPESA, we do 2 conferences a year with them. They go in locations across the state, and the one we have coming up in the spring is going to be in Lafayette, so that's going to be a great conference. With the APWA and the branches in their association, we usually try to do 1 training event a year. So there is, don't know if you've heard of National Public Works Week. There's a week in May every year that they celebrate, and so we try to do a training in association with that week to celebrate. And then the other thing you might see us doing around the state is our on-demand classes. So if it's not a part of those things I've listed that's in our work plan to do, we're going to do on-demand. Basics of work zone safety with basic flagger. That's our most popular class. We'll probably do 10 or 15 a year.
And y'all do those based on request?
That's on request. So the next one I have will be in Baton Rouge. Actually, we'll do 2 in Baton Rouge. We'll go. It's a 3.5-hour class. We'll go out there. We'll teach for them in their own facility. They provide the facility, and we provide the training. It's free training.
Wow.
Yeah.
Haley, you mentioned that a part of your responsibility within LTAP is communications. So tell us a little bit about the different platforms that you're using to get the word out about what you're doing around the state. How can people stay up to date on what's happening with your team?
Well, we send out regular email blasts to keep our audience up to date with important information and upcoming events. We're also active on social media, primarily Facebook and LinkedIn, where we share news and updates and resources. For those who prefer a more traditional method, we send out physical mail to keep everyone in the loop. And of course, the best way to engage with the community is in person. I attend classes, conferences, events all across the state, allowing us to connect with people directly face to face.
Courtney, what kind of feedback do you and your team get from the local government officials that you guys serve? How can you tell if LTAP's programs better enable them to perform their roles effectively?
Well, our local government folks are very vocal.
Yeah.
So we definitely get some feedback from them. As I said, most of these places do not have in-house training departments, so they want to learn everything they can.
To be clear, y'all get a lot of positive feedback.
Positive. We get a lot of positive feedback. I don't think I was not clear on that, but yes, positive feedback. We get requests all the time. So we do evaluations at the end of class, and of course we get feedback on those. But I hear stuff in class all the time. They tell me how much they need this information. They tell me how no one has ever taught them this information before. They think of other people in their office that probably could have had that training. So they've just not had a lot of formal training. Most of the time, they've just been thrown into their job, and a lot of time that's okay. But if you're learning not best practices, that's probably not the best.
Well, and I mean, you're talking about, there's a lot of roadway safety stuff that's involved in this. I mean, you don't be taking chances and that kind of stuff. Yes. So I imagine you're feeling a huge need across the state, and that's going to make for better practice for both people who are working on the roads and all of us who are driving on the roads as well.
Absolutely. Driving on the roads definitely, the public endangers our people all the time, unfortunately, and so we can go out there and help them with strategies. Safety is one of our biggest priorities at LTAP for sure. Every class we present, we're going to put in a safety module in some way related to the topic. At the end of 2023, we presented one of our required Road Scholar classes. That's the Road Scholar number 6, Heavy Equipment Operations, Safety, and Preventive Maintenance class. Our instructor, Dwight Hutchinson, stressed the importance of doing daily pre-trip and post-trip inspections. Heavy equipment is very expensive these days, as you know, and a lot of times it takes several months to get new things in. So anything you can do to prolong the life of your equipment, you want to do that. So Dwight would tell attendees to the class that when you get started with these pre- and post-trip inspections, it's going to take a while to get the program started. You're going to come across some issues. It's going to be time-consuming. You're going to have to fix things. But it's going to take less and less time the more you do it. So throughout 2024, he had local agencies, we had local agencies calling us and telling us that they had implemented his advice, and it had really helped them. It had gone a long way, made a big difference in their operations. So that's great. We love to hear that. We love to hear when people take our instructors' advice. And then another class we get a lot of feedback on is our Road Scholar number 8, Successful Supervision for Local Road Supervisors. Now, that's one of the electives I was telling you about. So many of the people that have risen through the ranks from frontline worker to road supervisor, they've never really had any formal training in supervision. So they want the tips and the tricks that are going to help them to succeed in this new transition from being coworkers and friends to being the boss now. So that's another big class that we get great feedback on.
All right, Haley, what has surprised you the most about working with the LTAP team and traveling across the state over the past couple of years? And what are one or two of the most rewarding aspects of your job?
Well, the thing that has surprised me most about working with LTAP is how much I've learned about the unique challenges in different regions of Louisiana. Each part of the state has its own set of needs, and it's been eye-opening to see how our team can adapt to each of those needs and face those challenges. And I never realized how diverse and complex the landscape is in Louisiana until you travel. I mean, so much of Louisiana you think is flat, and then you go up to places like North Louisiana and you're driving over hills and your ears are popping and you're like, what the heck is going on? But it's just so crazy. And then knowing what I do that directly helps the state improve operations is incredibly fulfilling, and it's great to see how our efforts truly make a difference for so many people.
Awesome.
Thanks. All right, Courtney, last question. Could you tell us what's on the horizon over the next 3 to 6 months for LTAP? What can some of the locals be on the lookout for in the near future?
Absolutely. This is my favorite topic. The next series we're going to do across the state will be our Road Scholar number 15, Safety for Public Works First Responders. So this is our emergency response class, and it's going to be held right in time for the start of hurricane season, which is, of course, June 1st through November 30th. It is never too early to prepare for emergency response. Our locals are out there during emergencies clearing the roads. Before the police, anyone can get out and do their jobs. Our guys have to clear the roads. So this is a very hot topic every year, very important topic, and we are going to offer it in April to May of 2025. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, I've already mentioned the next LPESA conference, which will be the spring conference, May 7th through 8th in Lafayette. We're going to do hot topics in public works and engineering right now. We are working on the agenda as we speak. Then we are going to do the LPA qualification training program classes. Those are going to be here at T-Tech in Baton Rouge, July 15th through 17th. These are classes that we jointly developed between DOTD and FHWA's Louisiana Division Office. And the goal of this program is to increase the efficiency of project delivery for local transportation projects that use state and federal funds on roadway safety projects. So we show them the whole process from A to Z, all of the requirements associated with the programs, for better or for worse. And so it's 2 different classes that are presented in that 3-day series there. The first one is the LPA qualification core. It's a 2-day class. It'll be the July 15th through July 16th. It is required training for all project sponsors and their consultants. So definitely sign up for that if you need this. Sign up for this if you are working on a project. And then the second class is the LPA Construction, Engineering, and Inspection, which will be July 17th. And if this class is not already required, it will become required very soon. So I would advise signing up for this. We're also very proud that we recently got this CE&I, the different modules of the class online. Haley was involved in that, so thank you, Haley. So that is coming up, and then I'm going to give you the fall also because this is, like I said, my favorite topic. We are also going to present Road Scholar number 4. That's our temporary traffic control class. I mentioned the METCD training on the new manual, and we're thinking about doing Complete Streets as our roadway safety class this year.
Haley, there's a lot that's coming. Courtney's just told us about what's the best way for someone to sign up for your email list.
So you can definitely go on our website, but I will say if you are living and breathing, we will find you and we will put you on our email list and you will be able to sign up for that. But if you sign up for a class, I put you on our email list. If you interact with our website any, Facebook any, I will get you on there. So you can reach out to me, get on our social media, come visit us at a booth at a conference, come visit us at a class, many different ways.
Awesome. And we'll put a link to the LTAP website in the show notes so that you can check out all this in one place as well. Thank you so much, Courtney and Haley, for joining us today and giving us a sneak peek at what LTAP has on the horizon in this season and beyond. Before we go, we do want to have just a little bit of fun with you. Garrett has prepared a few final lightning round questions. Dramatic music. Don't think too hard about these. These are just fun.
We'll keep the same order if that's okay. So, Courtney, what is the most interesting job you've ever held outside of LTRC, of course?
Ooh. Oh, of course. When I worked at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum, I worked in the museum side over there. I got to hold some fascinating things from the Lincoln family. A lot of Mary Todd Lincoln's things. I held her umbrella, her jewelry. I can't remember what else, but that was a pretty amazing time. I was there. The first day I was there, I helped rotate their copy of the Emancipation Proclamation.
What?
That was pretty spectacular. So there you go. My history degree in use there.
All right, Haley, what is your favorite place that you've traveled outside of Louisiana?
Well, Italy, if we're talking about outside of the country. But if we're talking about state, I think Texas is probably my favorite. They have H-E-B and Buc-ee's and all the good stuff. So probably there.
H-E-B is amazing. It is an amazing store. I wish we could get it over here in Louisiana.
All right, Courtney, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Lord. A Beatles song, for sure. Because you know why? Because they're 2 or 3 minutes long.
Okay, so my backup question was, what is your favorite Beatles song? And I'll show you.
Garrett, my favorite? Oh,
Okay,
God. I'll give you one.
Okay.
I'll give you one. I think Old Brown Shoe is my favorite song. That is a George song, and it's not a common, widely known song. So check it out. Pretty good.
All right.
Haley, it's kind of a two-part question. What are some of your favorite food cuisines and or dishes? And then I'll ask the next one after you answer this one.
Okay, well, my favorite food is anything spicy. I love spicy food. So, I mean, I can make my gumbo spicy. I can make my Indian food spicy. You can make sushi spicy. Kind of depends what mood I'm in. Besides that, but spicy is the answer.
All right, and then what's the best hidden gem across the state?
Ooh, that's a really hard one.
You got to pick a city for us.
That's fair.
That's really hard.
I don't want to pick on too many cities, though.
True.
Let's go Lafayette, because it's hard.
That's a hard one.
What was the name of that pizza place?
Pizza Village?
No, it started with a D.
Oh, Dino's.
Dino's in Lafayette, probably. That was really, really good, I think.
Okay.
All right. Check it out.
Courtney, what is your favorite, I'll let you pick which one, but all Disney. Favorite Disney character, park, or movie?
Oh.
Or?
Boy.
He said or. You just gotta pick one of those things.
You could do one of each.
Favorite Disney park? Magic Kingdom. Yes. What's the train ride? What's the
the Seven Dwarfs. Thunder Mountain.
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta ride that
And
every
you
time
rode it.
I
You got
go.
to ride it before it maybe goes away.
I heard, no, they shut it down for repairs already. So it won't be, I'm not going this year. It's not going to be there this year.
All right, Haley, as the resident Gen Zer in the office, what is the most used app on your phone?
On my phone, probably either TikTok or the text messaging thing on my phone.
Just the normal
Yeah.
text, not WhatsApp or Snapchat?
No, not WhatsApp.
Okay.
Well, thanks again, ladies, for being here with us on this episode. We had a great time getting to spend a few minutes learning from you. We'll take a quick break before we wrap up today's episode. Well, that's all we have for you today on episode 7 of The Driving Force, presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. You can learn more about what's happening at LTRC on a daily basis by visiting us online at ltrc.lsu.edu or on social media through Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We encourage you to like, follow, and subscribe to all of our channels on each of these platforms. On our next episode, we have a very special opportunity to have a conversation with Mark Chenevert from DOTD headquarters. He's going to be with us to recap the Louisiana Transportation Conference 2025, which is happening next week here at the River Center in Baton Rouge. We're looking forward to that. Till then, we are your hosts, Garrett Wheat and Todd Blunt, and we thank you so much again for joining us today. Drive safely out there.